What is up, everybody? Bootman here, and we're back with another Marvel Snap video. And in this video, you have, at the time this is going up, about 3.5 days to get this wonderful card, Cassandra Nova, for free via Deadpool's Diner. I know some of you have been struggling. I get it. It's tough. It's a pain. It's frustrating. So I want to give you some tips to help you get there fast, all right? Not only did I get Cassandra Nova, but I got the variant at 300 or 500 million bubs, and I helped my son go from 2 million bubs, he was right around here, to 15 million bubs in just a little over an hour. So I want to give you some tips. You still got time, but I have to warn you, I'm gonna be hitting you with that tough love. So if you can't handle the tough love, you might wanna leave. But if you can handle it, if you know I'm coming from a good place and you wanna get this new Series 5 card for free, stick around, all right? But before we get started, if you're new here, hi, my name's Chris. And yeah, I usually go over like different deck and card strategies and stuff, but Deadpool's Diner is kind of a unique thing. I know a lot of people are struggling, so I just wanna hop in and give you some tips. Anyways, if you're into that, make sure you subscribe, ring that notification bell. All right, so first off, like the first few days of Deadpool's Diner, like I saw so many people just causing their own problems, all right? Now, granted, initially the beginning of Deadpool's Diner was not the greatest, and they like changed it. They changed it so you can like just keep like playing and playing and playing because people were like tapping out early. But anyways, the number one tip that I gotta give you is retreat. Retreat, okay? Like, so many people were causing their own problems. They would stay in, and like, listen, don't lie to me, okay? Like, I know a bunch of people are playing stupid. You know how I know a bunch of people are playing stupid? Because I'm in those games, and I'm stealing bubs from people. I'm sitting there, and people are giving me bubs, not pumpers, all right? We'll talk about them in a second, but people are staying in games where they had no chance of winning, and I know those same people are going, man, this mode sucks. I can't win any bubs. I just lose all of them. No, retreat. And check this out, in case you're not familiar with how this whole thing works, it automatically snaps on turn 4. All right, you can't tell the future, but try to have a good idea of whether or not you're ahead going into turn 4. If you're not, just get out, okay? What you wanna do, as in, you know, this takes the whole snapping mechanic and just like magnifies it by a ton, all right? Because it doubles and doubles and doubles. So like you wanna minimize your losses and maximize your wins, all right? You wanna get people in to stay in, you pop out a surprise card, get as many bubs as possible, but you wanna lose as few of bubs as possible. So please, for the love of God, retreat. Like I said, too many of you are causing your own problems, and hey, maybe it's because I'm a recovering alcoholic and drug addict. I've been sober for 12 years, and the number one thing I was taught when I first got sober was like, hey Chris, you cause a lot of your own problems. So I'm constantly thinking about that. So if you're staying in games that you should not have been staying in, get out, all right? So the next tip I want to give you is the 1.25x rule that comes from Lauren Whatevs. Lauren Whatevs is amazing. She is amazing at math as well, way better than me, but this was a good rule of thumb, all right? Too many people as well are playing at like the maximum table they could play at. Don't do that. So play at 1.25x. So what that means is, let's say I wanna play a cherry pie, okay? So if I wanna play a cherry pie, that's 2.048 million bubs, I multiply that by 1.25. So unless I have 2.56 million bubs, I do not play at this table. All right, this is a way to minimize your losses, and that way, if you like do lose to a bad beat, if you were snapping and retreating, if you've been doing that very well, but hey, the person just, you know, you lost a 50-50 or, you know, whatever, you had a good reason for staying in, at least if you're playing below that level, you don't have to worry about it. And let me tell you this, I played so much of my climb to 300 or 500 million at around the ice cream level, and then, you know, then cherry pie and chimichanga, really. I think I only played 1 or 2 maximum efforts. Like, I really sat around this. I played so conservatively, all right? So, use this 1.25x rule, all right? Next up, this is very important, know the bots. And by the way, this will help you during your climbs to infinite too. Let me move myself as well. Like, so check this out. This is the bot list. And some of people will like, oh, whatever. Listen, I've been using this bot list for going on 2 years now since Marvel Snap came out, and it doesn't fail me. People are like, well, what if somebody's just like pretending to be a bot? Okay, right? Like, I don't know if, I'll say this, in my 2 years, almost 2 years of playing this game and using this bot list, if somebody pretended to be a bot by making their name something on this list, I beat them. I still beat them, all right? Like, it is so rare. I've heard people say that, I'm like, are you silly? I'm like, just stop. And the thing is, a lot of people just don't know how to identify bots. I'm gonna give you an extra tip real quick. I'm gonna link this spreadsheet down below. I have 2 monitors, so when I play at my PC, I can look over. I also have a laptop, so when I'm playing in the living room while my girlfriend and I watch TV, I have a laptop with the little bot list up. There's some other tells, but here, just type in Marvel Snap Zone bots. And back in the day, Howling Minds did a whole guide on bots. It's gonna help you identify them. But anyways, with bots will retreat going into turn 6, but they will stay if they're winning on 2 lanes. So if you identify a bot, you wanna milk them for as many bubs as possible. You wanna do your best to be losing on two lanes going into turn 6 while still being able to win, okay? There are bots in this mode. Second Dinner tweaked it because a lot of people were gaming the system. They were retreating because after a certain amount of retreats, it would trigger a bot. Now bots show up typically after you lose a lot of bubs, but they also show up if the queue times are long, and I've had bots show up like randomly. So right now, which is our next topic, is look out for pumpers, is there was plenty of times when I was just playing and so I would get a bot if I lost, just giving away cubes, but I've also run into bots just randomly, okay? So there are bots in here. People who say I never run into bots, whether it's in Deadpool's Diner or on the ladder, I'm letting you know right now, you are just atrocious at identifying bots. I'm sorry to tell you that. Sorry to burst your bubble, but I told you, stick around only if you can handle the tough love. If you think that you do not get bots, it's because you are terrible at identifying them, okay? It's been proven that on the ladder in like the 70s, 80s, and 90s, there is a pattern of when you get bots. In the 70s, it's like every 4th or 5th match, and then in the 80s, it's like every like 6th or 7th, something like that, and then in the 90s, it's like every 8th. It is like clockwork. People have identified that. I guarantee if you have the bot list, I challenged somebody not that long ago. I was like, you don't get any bots? Okay, take a screenshot of every single person you play against for the next 10 games, just so I know I have a bot in there. And I was like, and I'll match it up with the bot list and let's see, okay? But anyways, look out for bots. Next up, look out for pumpers, okay? So those of us, this is what I love about the community. Now we're getting into happy time, okay? Happy place, Chris. All right, something I'm loving about the community, it's almost like proving grounds where we're kind of getting at that thing. As a community, we just snap, go, retreat, all right? Right now, everybody is collectively helping each other get Cassandra Nova for free, okay? So the way you identify a pumper, and there's no rhyme or reason to this, I'll give you a tip that kind of helped my son, but the way you identify pumpers is we're going to be using the Cassandra Nova avatar, okay? And then we're also gonna be using like the Deadpool's Diner card back, mainly the Cassandra Nova avatar. I don't know how many people are actually checking for the card back, but us pumpers will go in there and we'll say, I'm losing, and fist bump you, okay? Now check it out. I get how nerve-wracking that could be, okay? Like, what if somebody is tricking you, all right? And it's like, hopefully they're not. Hopefully that's not a thing that happens, but because listen, like a lot of people are still going for the variant, but I'll tell you this. When I was finishing up, I ran into some pumpers, never ran into anybody who was tricking me. And my son, when he went from 2 million to 15 million yesterday, he didn't run into anybody who was tricking him, okay? Like, if you wanna play it safe, don't snap until like turn like 4 or 5, all right? Because usually the pumper will just not play a single card. So that way, going into turn 4 and 5, like you're pretty safe to snap, because if they beat you by only playing 2 cards, like you need to reassess what deck you're playing against. But like I said, there's no way of like knowing when you'll get a pumper. I've had a lot of people saying like, oh, I haven't gotten any pumpers and stuff like that. And I don't know if that's just hyperbole or whatever, like, or exaggerating. I watch my son run into so many pumpers. My son won a lot of legitimate games, but right now, as we get closer to the end, there will be more pumpers in the Deadpool's Diner. So anyways, my son was primarily playing these two tables, ice cream and cherry pie. So he got to 2 million, he sat here for a while, and he went to cherry pie, and he just kind of played between these two. He didn't win all of them. Sometimes he retreated, and he would just play between these, and he ran into a decent amount of pumpers. Like I said, my son went from 2 million bubs to 15 million bubs in just a little over an hour. All right, and a lot of that, like not a lot of it, I would say a decent amount of that, a good chunk of that was because of pumpers. So keep an eye out for the Cassandra Nova avatar, and if they say I'm losing and fist bump, there's a good chance they're a pumper. I'm gonna give you another tip in a second, but like for me, for example, so if you look up here, I'm getting 30 million bubs every 8 hours. So whenever I can, I hop in here, and I've been typically going into cherry pie or chimichanga, but yeah, like, so maybe you'll catch me there. Some people are saying like a lot of pumpers are sitting at chimichanga, which would make sense because that's the quickest way for us to pump, is just spend the 10 million, go into this level, you know. But I've been trying to hang out around these, and like I said, my son got quite a few here as well. I'm also letting you know, when I got up to the top, like I think I only played, like I said, 1 or 2 maximum effort. I was never really like over like 30 or 40 million bubs. I think I got over 100 million like once, you know? So like you don't need a ton. Once you start going, and that's how my son snowballed so fast, and I think this is helping people understand how like it just can snowball, right? Like it happens very, very quickly. Like once I got to 30 million bubs, from 30 million to 500 million was so quick. I did it within a couple hours. So the higher you get, the faster it goes. All right. So one of the next things I want to tell you is play very conservatively unless you're going to be not playing for 8 hours, all right? Like something a lot of us did, and now that we only have a few days left, but play more aggressively if you are going to sleep, going to work, or if you just don't think you're gonna be picking up the game for 8 hours. Because every 8 hours, your bubs refill to your maximum right here, okay? Every 8 hours. So like before bed, boom, just play super aggressively. In the morning, if you're not gonna be playing all day, boom, play super aggressively. So that way you can win. You either win a ton of bubs, or if you lose them, who cares? You're coming back, you know, later. Even 4 hours later, you have 50% of your bubs. Like right now, at 4 hours, I have like 15 million bubs or something like that. So that is another strategy to kind of maximize it. It all depends on how much time you have. Now that you guys are getting closer to the end, you know, think about doing that. Like I would say, make sure every night before you go to sleep, just make sure you like get in some of this and just play. Now, sometimes, which is like not a terrible thing, you'll get on a hot streak and you just like keep playing. All right. So, what else did I have up here? I had that. Okay, so something people kept asking me was, what deck did your son use? What deck did your son use? This is the deck that he used. Pretty accessible to just about anybody. He literally used this from 2 million bubs to 15 million bubs. This takes a lot of cubes. This is another example. I was watching him play, and people just staying in when they shouldn't have, right? Like getting down Ravona, and so if you have Ravona and negative in hand, like that is an instant snap turn 1, okay? But I cannot tell you how many games he won that weren't against bots or pumpers, where people would see a turn 3 negative and they would stay in the entire time, like they were gonna win, right? And then like comes out a negative Iron Man, Mystique, and Silver Surfer and stuff like that. Like it was bonkers. So anyways, this deck did pretty good. A lot of people are liking it. Like almost 200 people bookmarked it. So you can use this like if you want. I don't know if it's the best deck out there. He just enjoys the deck, and that's what he used. So feel free to take this, write it down. Last thing I will go over is, those of you who don't know, Untapped has released a Deadpool's Diner tab for the event. So Untapped is the deck tracker that we all use. Like when you see us in game, you see the trackers on the side. Well, they have in-depth stats. The deck tracker is free, but the stats are part of their premium service, which doesn't cost too much. I think it's like, don't quote me, I think it's $7 or $8 a month, maybe. Don't quote me on that. But anyways, you do get some stats for free, but not like great. I'm not sure how much you get in Deadpool's Diner. But anyways, if you're into stats, if you think you'll use this service a lot, if you're a more competitive person, this is well worth the money. Like, I love Untapped so much. But anyways, oh, also use my affiliate link down below. Even if you're just getting the free deck tracker, use my affiliate link down below, because the deck tracker's free for you. I get like 50 cents. Hook a brother up. All right, anyways. So on here, you can filter it so you can see what the best decks are. Untapped also lets you do like the latest patch. We don't have that much data because the latest patch was yesterday. But yeah, so like say I'm like, oh, I'm up there and I want to play some cherry pie. Over the last 7 days, look, here is the win rate. Here's how many people are winning with this. On like the regular ones for like ranked and conquest, because they have ranked and conquest tabs too, it does like average cube rate for like ranked. And this would be cool now that I think about it if it had bubs. But anyways, like I said, this is for the last 7 days, but it's for every single tier. So like if I go down to pancakes, see, look, this is like more lower tier stuff. These are, you know, some of the best ones. They have a lower game count. But yeah, look, just like destroy whatever, you can go and just like play around with this. Let's see what's going on since the latest patch. You got to take down the games played since the patch just came out. Jeez, we got to take it down that much. Dang. Let's try Chimichanga. All right, so we got some at 100 games. Let's see. We go here. But yeah, like see, like whatever, you can drop these down if you're playing a Chimichanga and, you know, whatever. But yeah, Untapped is well worth it if you're into stats and stuff like that. But yeah, anyways, I hope this was helpful. Some of you guys already knew this, some of you didn't. Like, but yeah, like I said, tough love. Make sure you're retreating. Get the heck out of there. Like when you go into here, like let me just show you right here. So 2 million bubs. 2 million bubs. I'm just gonna go in here. I'm gonna retreat real quick just to see if I'm correct on this. So I'm playing for 2 million bubs. So like I think the maximum I can get is what, like 8 million maybe? Is that it? Is that the math? But anyways, it's loading up. I'm a pumper. So yeah. So here you'll see a pumping example. Go against this person. They're probably trying to get it. Baby dog here. Boop. I'm losing. Fist bump. Boom. Right? But anyways, the first amount of bubs is 256. So let's do the math real quick. So that was 2.048 bubs to just sit at this table divided by I need to do the whole thing, huh? 2048. How many zeros is that? Yeah, okay. Divided by 256,000. Is that right? Did I do 204 million? Whatever, we'll pump this guy while I do the math. All right, 2048, 2 million. There we go. Okay, there we go. 256,000. That's what we're talking about. Okay, so I could do this 8 times. 8 times without even snapping. So I could play that table 8 times, retreating round 1. You see what I mean? Anyways, we'll sit here. This is a deck, by the way. This deck is super duper good. I forgot who I saw playing it. It's a streamer. I just found him. Jeff Hoagland rated him. But yeah, this deck is super good if you have these cards. Pretty accessible, right? But yeah, you like wave out, you get Patriot and like Onslaught. You wave, get out Onslaught, Patriot. Then you get Sandman into Ultron. Sandman's great right now. I think Sandman is just a really, really good card. Ever since they changed him from ongoing, fantastic. So, but do you see what I mean? Like now that's turn 4, like there's literally nothing I could do here. There you go. Watch this. Watch this. And this is what I like to do. When I'm pumping, I just like, watch. I do silly stuff. I do silly stuff like that. Oh no! Oh no, my pig! It's fun. We have a good time here. Yeah, and then we'll do something like that. something that just won't even do anything. Boom. And they're golden. They're good to go. And they just got 4 million bubs from me. See? See, you can trust me. You can trust a lot of us. But like I said, like, I haven't run anybody who's been tricking. And like, as we get closer, more and more people are doing this. I thought this video was going to be 10 minutes. It's like 20, but we hopped into a match. Show you what the pumping looks like. But go. When somebody was pumping my son, I was watching, and he, oh wow, this played, they probably would have won this anyways, right? But my son was playing that deck, and they were pumping, and he played, see, and then they fist bumped back, and he played Magic, and they're like, come on, I'm trying to pump you, and you're playing Magic, you know? But yeah, also, I'm letting you know right now, I don't know about other people, but if I'm pumping and I come in and I say I'm losing and give a fist bump and you don't reply, and if you don't reply, like, I'm not giving you bubs. I'm just not. Like, I don't know if you already have it. I don't know if you don't care. I don't know if you know what it means. You know what I mean? So you get like the minimum amount. I'm bouncing, seeing if I can find somebody else. So my suggestion, go in and unmute people. I have a friend who was, he got Cassandra, but he was saying like he had a pumper and didn't realize it, and he retreated because he was worried, and then he learned about the pumping thing. Anyways, that's all I got for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this provided you with some useful tips. If you made it, congrats. You can handle the tough love. But again, I do this out of love. I just want to help you. I want to help you, baby. All right, so anyways, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new, subscribe, ring that notification bell. And yeah, that's it. Have an amazing rest of your day. I'll see you in the next one.